Yo, this has got to be the weirdest one yet. I mean, there's nothing to say. Or it's the weirdest one, you know? So we're going to tell some jokes. This is a prop cigarette. I just want to make that known right away. I'm going to put this over here. So, we're going to tell some jokes where we're going to start with the option of wish lists. So, a lot of my anger stems from one thing, and that's Mortal Kombat 3. It's more than Mortal Kombat 3, but that's okay. Mortal Kombat 3 is the main cause of the issue, is what I've learned. I mean, there's nothing else to say other than it is the main cause of all my issues here. This game ruined me. We're going to move this out of the way here. I just realized there's nowhere to really go with this. There's a drum kit over here. So, Mortal Kombat 3 was the first game I ever played growing up. This was a very bad video game for anyone to play that was under the age of 18. I mean, there's nothing else to say it other than that. Like, how do you explain that? That it was a terrible game for any kid to play. And I was playing it. The reason I was playing it, though, was because my mother, well, she is a great mother. She tried her best. She tried to give me a game console, which at the time when I was a kid, the PlayStation 2 was the big game console out. But the issue became, I wanted a PS2, and she got a Sega Genesis, which I know you're thinking, a lot of people think it, that's nowhere near the same. And you'd definitely be right. They're nowhere near the same. One takes cartridges, one takes DVDs or CDs. And that was the issue that I ran into as well. Because they were not the same at all. And it still bugs me to this day. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, who knows? Who knows at this point what I am doing with my life? Because we're in a 60s looking club here. There's smoke everywhere. I got a cigarette. We got the whatever this art design is. There's a drum kit here. I almost want to sit on the drum kit, but I can't do that. Everything smells terrible too. I just want to make that known. This smells terrible. Got a little ashtray over there for the ash. So the wish list here, honestly, is something that we all have. We have a wish list when we're kids that we want. I wanted a PlayStation 2. I got a Sega Genesis. Did that scar me for life? Probably. But that's not important. The important thing is Mortal Kombat is a hard game when you're a kid. And I've played it recently, and I'm worse. I am worse. It's probably because I don't play video games as much as I used to. I mean, who the hell plays video games all the time? I mean, could be worse. She could have got me an Atari, with porn video games, which they did make porn video games, which just begs the question. It's all pixelated. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? How does that get you going? Like, VR porn, I can get, you're right there in the action. I haven't done it, but I can get it. I understand. But it still begs the question, why are you doing this? What does Atari porn do for you? Like, what are you doing with that Atari porn? Like, why are you doing it? Is another big question. There is a lot of questions that I have about that. What made you think, 5 pixels on a screen is what's going to do it for me? I don't get it, but to each their own. They use their imagination just like, me, myself, and I. But that's a big thing to note here. Atari porn isn't the only thing. There's loads of porn. I used to pay for porn, actually. And it became a problem, a big problem at one point for me, because I felt I was helping somebody. That somebody may have been me, but, I was helping, at least. Is that why I smoke? I don't actually smoke. I want to make that known. Disclaimer, this is prop, once again. But, I used to pay for porn. Now, was it a mistake? Yes, it was 100% a mistake. I should not have been doing such a thing. But, young, dumb Damian had to do such a thing once in a while. It's just something that we have to live with. And, it's a great experience, but it could have been worse. I could have kept paying for porn. Actually, I did. I came back to it at one point. And then I realized, you can get this for free. Really. You can get this for free. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I still don't know to this day why I was doing it. Let's just quickly. I still don't know why I did it. I wish I could take that day back, but we live in a time period where everything is here. And I'm telling you on the internet, so now it's like gonna live in infamy, I don't know how to hold a cigarette. I just realized that too. Something I learned from my buddy though, not related to, porn, but really related to drugs. He said there's seasons for drugs, which I didn't understand at first. What do you mean by there's seasons to drugs? He's like, Damian, think of it like this. There are seasons to drug. I'm looking at that camera and it looks terrible. There's no shoe cam either, I just realized, because I'm just wearing some crappy shoes here. There's seasons to drugs. I'm like, man, I've always wanted to try LSD. And he's like, Damian, that's a summer drug. This was literally in like September that he says this. And I'm like, what do you mean it's a summer drug? What's a summer drug, dude? I still don't know to this day what that means. I want to know, but I'll never know. Like, what is a summer drug? Please tell me, my dude. Please tell me, what is a summer drug? That scared the shit out of me. The smoke machine to help make it smoky in here, to make it feel like a 60s club, just smoked a little more, and it scared the shit out of me. The lighting is bad intentionally. I just want to make that known. There's going to be two versions of this. There's going to be a color that looks like a 60s TV color, and then a black and white color version, or black and white version. I just thought it'd be cool. I like the drum kit, though it's not set up correctly. Making that known. It is here for aesthetics. And this cigarette thing is terrible. Yeah, no. We're not doing that anymore. We're a good Christian lad. But, it smells good. Unlike this studio right now, which smells like terrible cigarette smoke and, terrible, terrible things here, is fragrances. And I noticed, because we're around December, they ramp up the time of fragrances. They ramp them up. Like, you see so many ads with celebrities here that are like, I should buy this. They're like super attractive celebrities that are just, in this commercial. And it's like, if you buy this, you're going to smell just like them. And it's like, yeah, but I'm still not going to look like them. That's still an issue here. Like, I'm not going to look like that person, which sucks. I want to look like that person, but I'm not going to. I look like me, which, as you can see, is not visually appealing, I would say. I look like me, which, once again, not great. If you keep seeing me fumble, this is the little remote for the smoke machine. I just want to make that known, which smokes me here. Yeah, not the greatest idea here. But we're talking about it here because I feel like it's got to be known here. I think fragrance ads are amazing. They're some of the most weird and unique ads I've ever seen, which is great. But once again, for an example, we're just going to use Emmy Mackey. I think it's Emma Mackey. Emma Mackey, I think it's pronounced. I'm terrible with names. She's in this ad for Burberry, I think it's pronounced. And it's like, wow, that's a cool looking fragrance ad. It's like her running up a mountain and everything. And I'm like, that's cool. I really want this ad. Or I kind of want this. It's a lady's perfume, by the way, not a male perfume. But the biggest thing I note is I'm just like, man, she's attractive. But what? Like, right when I was making this joke and like weeks before I filmed this, a Margot Robbie ad came out for like Chanel No. 5, and it's like, ooh, wow, she's in this. That's cool. And it's like, doesn't make me want Chanel, if I'm being honest. It makes me want Margot Robbie more. That sounds sexist, but Austin Butler's a similar one. He's in this Myself ad, and it was like, man, I just want Austin Butler more. Screw the fragrance. Like, what's up with that? I mean, as you already know, I'm no ladies' man. We're going to take a quick drink here and let you think of that. This water smells terrible. I don't know why. Where I'm no ladies' man once again. But I had this one moment where one of my favorite games that just had its 10-year anniversary is Alien Isolation. I've never beaten it, though, because I'm a scared, shitless little boy. I watched this show, and it's literally, I played the game at my aunt's house. This is back when my gaming laptop was Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank is the laptop I edit with still, surprisingly, and I use to record audio for this. But Frank the Tank's brand new at this point, like top of the line. I'm running Alien Isolation almost maxed out, and this is great. Except I'm playing it at my aunt's house, who makes a great joke to me the morning after. She's like, Damian, I heard some girlish screaming in your room. What was that about? And legitimately, I just said, I brought one of my cousin's friends over, obviously. And she just looks at me like that's totally a lie, which it was, because it was a girlish scream, because I was scared out of my pants, pretty much. I was just scared shitless, because this game is scary. If you have not played Alien Isolation, the alien can do whatever it wants. Literally whatever. It's got a system to make it where it can go anywhere. If it hears a noise, it goes to you. It's terrifying. Which is something that I always think of now, Why is it like that? Like, what is the point of that? But then again, you never know. So I just think of that moment all the time, and I think I should beat Alien Isolation. And I started again this year, and then I got too afraid because I couldn't figure out what to do. I got sidetracked. I found out there was a scripted event that I was supposed to do, and I never did it. Well, that's unfortunate. One day I'll finish it, maybe before Alien Isolation 2 comes out, because they announced that. I own it on almost everything, honestly. The PC, Switch, iPad, Android, well, iOS technically, Android, everything. But, something that always hits me is, there's the fact of the matter being, you don't kill the messenger, but everybody does. I work in a call center. Hopefully that changes sooner or later, but I currently work in a call center, and you don't kill the messenger. This lady was so upset. Everything I said would just piss her off. I don't remember what it was about, but everything would piss her off. And this was she just said, I'm going to personally attack this guy. And it's like, why? Why would you kill the guy who's trying to help you? I mean, that's really what it felt like. She was trying to kill me, the guy who was trying to help her, which is stupid. You don't kill the messenger. At the end of all this, she literally says, you know what? I took it out on you and I shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. It's like, lady, this has been 20 minutes of you yelling at me. Your apology means nothing to me at this point. Now, if you would have done it within the first minute or two, like saying, hey, this isn't about you, this is me just being annoyed, and instead of personally attacking me, your apology means nothing. You're a hypocrite at this point. Like, you're going to apologize last minute, like, hey, you know what? It wasn't your fault. I'm sorry. Go fuck yourself. It was your fault. You're an asshole. I don't care what you're going through. You don't take it out on somebody else. Like, that's just how I operate. If I have a problem with somebody, I'm going to tell them, hey, I got a problem with you. That's not true. I would not tell anybody if I have a problem with them because I'm afraid of people. But back to it. You don't kill the person trying to help you. And I help this lady as much as I can, and she just wanted to yell at me, which is terrible to think back to. Which brings me to the last joke of the night here. Night? Whenever this is releasing, this brings me to the last joke. When are you watching this? This brings me to the last joke, which is airports are lawless things. I never thought of it until recently. Airports are lawless, except one thing, which we'll get to. Airports. You're tired? Sleep. You're hungry? Get some overpriced food. It is still food, by the way. May not be the greatest food, and it's overpriced, but it's still food. And then, you want a drink? 8 a.m.? Fuck it, go right ahead, drink. Who cares? You're the only one that would care. You miss your flight, that's your own damn fault. Also, why are you drinking at 8 a.m.? Is your life that bad? Or are you a night person who that's their afternoon? I'm not here to judge, actually. The only thing that is a law is you can't have something above 3.4 ounces because it could be a bomb. Obviously, that's understandable, but you can buy all this shit at the airport and then take it on the plane with you, which is amazing to think of. Like, I could buy technically booze in the airport and bring it on the plane. Like, it begs the question. I'm not saying I would ever do this. I don't want to end up on any NS fly lists, but if they're selling you alcohol in the airport, couldn't you just make a bomb with the airport alcohol? Isn't it the same as the stuff you bring in? You know, that's a lot. There's a lot of questions. I assume it has to be in your check or in your check bag and not your carry-on as well. So I don't know. I'm not an airport aficionado. I will never know the ins and out of airport travel because I can't stand airport travel. So we're at the end here because this was supposed to be just more of a shorter one to get out some jokes that I would say aren't all my best, but some of them I really wanted to tell because they've been sitting, waiting to be used. And I thought the cool presentation would definitely help set the vibe a little bit more. This fake cigarettes, the weird thing I found on the side of the road, the ashtray, the drum set, the mic stand. I thought this would all set it a little bit apart. So we're going to start doing some more unique stuff now that if you've ever watched the Far Off Show, it is over. Now we're going to get more unique stand-up specials, more music, so keep an eye out here. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and have a far off night. We should probably move this over here, now that I think about it. Put it right here? Yeah. Now I actually have a far off night. Why do I still say that? I don't have a talk show anymore. Still have a far off night.